Big up to all nuns in the world. See what's happening in the Catholic Church. The nuns are saying we will not follow transgender guidelines. The government is saying you have to respect transgender. See for yourself. Thank you.
Dominican Sisters of Hawthorne sued the state of New York over a bill Governor Hochul signed into law in 2023. Now, that forced the nuns, who run a facility for dying patients, to assign rooms based on people's gender identity, not biological sex. The nuns say that the law violates their religion. And then 2 weeks ago, we told you that President Trump's DOJ is taking action and joining the nuns in their lawsuit. The New York State Department of Health, writing in a statement to EWTN News, while the department does not comment on pending or ongoing litigation, the department is committed to following state law, which provides nursing home residents certain rights protecting against discrimination, including but not limited to gender identity, or expression. Let's bring in the attorney representing the nuns. Martin Nussbaum joins me now. Martin, great to have you. So the New York State Public Health Agency sent the Nuns of Hawthorne 3 letters. Their complaints were that they refused to assign a room to a resident other than in accordance with their gender identity. They don't use preferred pronouns, among other problems they have, all related to gender identity. These nuns have a 42-bed palliative care program to help people dying of cancer. So wouldn't that be the preeminent concern of the public health agency, giving them a round of applause?
You know, you're exactly right, Kaylee. For 125 years, these sisters have been providing comfort and skilled nursing care to people, indigent people, dying of cancer. Every single staff member and every single nun pledges to operate and provide services consistent with Catholic values, which means they treat these patients as if they were Christ himself. And the sisters don't accept any government funds, no Medicare, no Medicaid. They don't accept any state funds. They don't accept insurance, and they don't bill the residents or their families for their care. They just provide loving care for their people. And one of the amazing things, Kaylee, is that the state of New York received, in the past 4 years, they received 55,000 complaints against long-term care facilities, but not one against the Rosary Hill home that the sisters operate. And you're exactly right. Instead of threatening the sisters with fines and revocation of their license and even jail time, Governor Hochul ought to be asking, what can I do to help these sisters?
They're providing free health care for people dying of cancer and not taking government funds. This is incomprehensible to me. Also, you say they have had 0 complaints in over 125 years. As far as they know, they've never once had a patient who was wanting to make the gender journey to transition. So this is a non-issue. Why would the government pick on these innocent Catholic nuns?
Yeah, it's a virtue signaling by the left. The states is seeking to impose a regime of transgender ideology upon the sisters. And in addition to the things you said, they also require that the sisters train their nuns and their staff in gender ideology, how to speak in ways to affirm transgender choices. And the sisters have never even had a transgender patient in that entire period of time. It's left-wing virtue signaling is what it is, and it violates their religious freedom, their freedom of speech. And the other thing that's really amazing here is the state exempts Christian Science long-term care facilities. And the significance of that is it's the state that's discriminating, favoring one religion over the others, and the state is acknowledging by granting that exemption, which we're glad they have it, but they're acknowledging that they know there's a moral issue here for religious groups providing these services, and they can provide an exemption without any harm to the state's the state's agenda around these things. The sisters are just asking to be allowed to do their work.
I only have a few moments here, but this is a blatant violation of the Constitution. It is pretty clear. Do you think they prevail in court?
Well, they ought not, because you're exactly right. It violates several aspects of religious freedom, several aspects of freedom of speech. It violates the First Amendment right of expressive association to hire like-minded people to conduct your work. And it also, by discriminating among religions, violates the Establishment Clause and the 14th Amendment Equal Protection Clause. So there's a host of constitutional problems with what the state is doing. And the state, we wrote them, the sisters didn't want a lawsuit. They wrote them and requested an exemption, and the state didn't even give them the courtesy of a reply.
Martin, this story infuriates me like few do. We are going to follow this on Saturday America. We're going to have you back. Thank you so much for fighting the good fight.